Okay, you're going to have to do this on your own. It's starting with me again. Sure, it's 10:22. 2 against 2. 10 is 00. 2 is the war. My video cut down on me. Poof. 10 minutes straight. Poof. It's gone. But guess what? It was my fault. I hit the mouse. See, if you move the eye, it won't see the right thing. I lost the transmission. I'm going to start again. Okay? And I'm going to show you the stories that make you happy. Okay? Now, here's how the story goes. Here's the E, right? Everybody knows the E? Okay? Now, back-to-back E's. So, in the poorer of the E connection, when everything started in early man, the E's together, those are the two E's for the E connection for the E man, in the email of the ego. Thus, they put them close together, and the E is now hooked up, and you got a direction, straight up, 3 directions, one to the angel, one to the God, the other one is the spirit. Well, I'm not sure about that, but anyways, that's eternity. But that's not good, because if it moves a little to the left or a little to the right, then you're in a little bit of trouble. The best connection is this connection. That's why last names are very strong, because last names make up the final connection between who you are, and that's why in the telephone book you look up by the last name. So what we see is the last name of me is F, Fremit, okay? F, and now you have 2 F's, one upside down. You see they're connected, it looks like an E, except it's stronger because the different points of connection. So if it moves, it'll stay connected. So that's better. It also looks 8 like eternity, like the one on the bottom, but this is a better connection. That's the F. The R in Primit is that the angel takes one departure, you take another departure, you meet here for lunch, you go around this way, he goes around that way, he goes around that way, and then you both come back here after you've made your shop. And then you can decide whether you're going home together this road or that road. Doesn't matter. You're home alone with them. That's the point. You're with a friend. Now, you have the 3rd letter, which is the E. F-R-E, but you're not free. And you can't connect to anybody. And you're already on the earth. And you've got to live with it, because that's the way it is. F-R-E. M, that's the better connection for the MK. So I'm just showing what the M is. That's the strength in the connection in your name. You have to find the K, which is the king, which is the king of all connections. I'm not quite sure what that is yet, but that's the M. And then we have to revert back to what we know, and we don't know much, that again we're in the same game, and that M is actually the Messiah. He will take you out of the game as F-R-E. Hold on, I'll try and make F-R-E-M-E-T-H. Okay? So the M is the Messiah. The E is the other E for the E-man. The T is the crossroads. The H is for heaven. Now here's how it works. Okay? F-R-E is for free. Circle the M. Circle the M. E-T-H. The M is impartial. That's the connection for perfection of the Messiah to heaven. The Messiah is the piece that puts you and the other connection and God all together. So you're free. And the other end, if you look, it's methylene, gasoline, or a myth of all. So if you separate the word but use the center of the word, you are frem, or free man of the myth. Or if you look at it backwards, it's a ferme. Ferme, closed, or ferme for a farm, and I worked on a farm for 30 years. So you know the 3 before and the 3 after is 6, so that is even, and that's man. And then the M, the connection from your angel, is the 1, and that what makes the perfect man's name 7. And the first name of the man, since you want to put both names together to phone him, is Ronnie. Thus, with that, you have 6 in the first name, 7 in the last name. You have perfect equality to a perfect man with a perfect name. Fremeth, Free Zazareth, because it is the Tsar that is the king of the Zaritsky's, mixed up with the sperm and the egg of the Fremeth, the free, the myth of man. And it took the second child who followed the first child who got lost all the time. He decided to take his own road to safety. And then he found it. Free meth and second is second best. And second best is good enough for me. And if I come here and save all of you and you all go first, well, that's okay too. Because I always hated to get onto the plane for the ride. I may as well just fly myself and get my own jet and rocket. And I tell you right now, this is the witching hour, the 28th minute of the perfect 7 4s, which equals to 28, which is the perfect munch. And only the other 3 days are the 3 days of God, one for God, and it was one for man, it was one for the angel that made up the 31 days. In February there was a reason, because of the fib that all man lied in February. Thus, that had to have only 28 days. And then we told the truth about all the lies, so we gave 1 day on the 4th year to tell the truth. The reason for one of the days in the year. And I know the reason for the 365, because that's the whole story in a package of cards. Add up all the cards, add up the 2 jokers, you got 365 days. And I told you that story because I know that story, and I only told you the stories I know. And I think it's the truth. It doesn't mean they are the truth, but in my mind, I like them and they're my truth. So take them as they are, and I don't care what you do with them. If you like them, fantastic. Leave me a message, and if you don't like them, I still want to be your friend. I'll still listen to your story. I'll say, no, just leave it alone, okay? Leave it alone. We'll talk about something else. Thank you. Raphael 7286. 72 is 9, 86 is 14. 9 is the perfect number before you start over. And 14 from the 8 and 6 is 7 and 7. Equality. But in this equality, there's no war. So therefore, 7 must be the perfect number. Thank you. This transmission is out. But I tell you, 1300 hours tomorrow, I will come to you and give you the chance, somewhere after 11, to give you at least an hour before lunch and an hour before the 1300th hour. An hour each. 1 hour and 1 hour. It looks like 11. It looks like 2 men standing up. It looks like I did something. I just did something with the ones. I just told you, I'll give you 1 to there, and then you got 1 to there. You got 1 hour from what you heard, and then you got 1 hour to think about it. So you had an hour and an hour. Fair to you, fair to me. Everything is fair, and that's what we want before we go home. Otherwise, we're mad at the games we played with our friends, and we go home mad. So it's a mad dash. So tomorrow at 1, you better be running quick. So watch these videos now. It is not for me. None of this is for me, and that's a lie. Because without you, I cry, and I'm sad, because I remember all the stories, which become memories, and that's why the buildings are so tall. There's so many, because nobody that remembers is telling the truth. So the stories grow, and they grew through the roof, and so did the Twin Towers, and they got knocked down. 1888, 1776, 888, 1-800, 1888. All these numbers, they're connections. They're numbers to another reason, to another story. And I can tell you the reason for all the stories, if you ask. Right now, these are all the stories I made up. So they're all made up in my head. So all these stories are made up in the head. Who says there's a truth to them? I believe them. And what counts the most is what I believe. And I believe in the truth. And I believe me. And that's the truth. And 4 is great. Because if you're 2, it's nice. Or when you're 4, you can look all over in all 4 directions and see something somewhere. So you can give a face to each direction. So every face has some more meaning, as there's a meaning in the laws. And the laws are, we should love the laws. And the face next to you is the love you should have. Thank you.